The final delivery of the night was always the worst. For a driver named Alex who worked the late shift for a local food delivery service, it was the time when the city felt less like a home and more like a maze of shadows and bad decisions. He was tired, his phone battery was low, and the address that popped up on his screen was a place he'd never heard of: the old Blackwood Industrial Park. The order was strange too: a single small carton of milk and a loaf of bread. The payout, however, was massive: $100 plus a $50 tip already included. It was enough to make him ignore the knot of dread tightening in his stomach. Alex accepted the order, telling himself it was just a rich eccentric who lived in a converted loft. The GPS led him far out of the city limits, down a winding, unlit service road that eventually dead-ended at a rusted, chain-link fence. Beyond the fence stood the Blackwood Industrial Park, a sprawling, derelict complex of warehouses and silos that had been abandoned for at least 2 decades. The air here was cold, even in the summer, and smelled of damp concrete and stagnant water. Alex pulled his car over, the headlights cutting weak beams into the oppressive darkness. He checked the delivery instructions again. Unit 4B, use the main gate intercom. Do not call. He killed the engine. The silence that rushed in was absolute, broken only by the frantic chirping of crickets. He grabbed the small paper bag containing the milk and bread and walked toward the gate. The intercom box was old, yellowed plastic covered in grime. He pressed the call button, a moment of static, then a click. "Hello?" Alex said, his voice sounding too loud in the quiet night. A soft, familiar voice answered. "Alex? Is that you, sweetheart?" Alex froze. The bag slipped slightly in his hand. The voice was unmistakable. It was his mother. His mother lived 3 states away. She hadn't been in this city in years. "Mom?" he whispered into the box. "What are you doing here? Are you okay?" The voice on the other end was gentle, laced with a tired, almost sickly sweetness. "Oh, I'm fine, darling. Just a little under the weather. I'm staying with an old friend, and I ran out of milk for my tea. I didn't want to bother you, but I saw your name pop up on the delivery service." Alex's mind raced, trying to process the impossible coincidence. It had to be her. No one else had that specific, slightly raspy quality to their voice, the way she drew out the word darling. But Unit 4B? Mom, this is an abandoned factory, Alex said, his eyes scanning the dark, broken windows of the nearest warehouse.